But what we saw from that chemical spill is that when we don't have water, it creates a serious, serious situation, and not one that's just, oh, environmentalists care about it. Everybody cares about it. Citizens care about it. Businesses care about it. It's wildly important to us, and we see it when we realize it when it's gone. Now, what was surprising to me, and I think surprising to a lot of people, was how susceptible that water source was. So the spill occurs on the Elk River. The Elk River is a water source for that area because it's so clean, right? And it is surrounded by a lot of dirty water. I mean, the cost of treating the Kanawha River for drinking water is exorbitant. I mean, you just, it's so dirty you can't afford to. As we lose rivers and their value of drinking water and become dependent on very few, then we become very susceptible to something that would seem like to be a localized event. Now, moving into the future, there is no question that the value of water will only go up. And that's true everywhere. So everywhere the value of water will continue to go up as we continue to pollute waterways and as we continue to have increased demand for that water. One of the very unique things about this part of the world, though, is West Virginia is one of very few areas in the region that's expected to get more rainfall in a future climate. Water as a West Virginia resource should only go up in value over time.
No one was prepared for it, but also trying to fathom what it was like to be completely cut off, to not have an appropriate supply of drinking water, or to only have to be able to shower in a public space every couple of days if you're lucky. But it was just kind of a panic thing, thinking that the water is out. There is no water, do not use your water. When the all clear was called, we were pretty early adopters in trusting the water system again, because we are so close to the source that we felt that flushing was going to sufficiently get it out of our pipes in the short term. I don't know that I would say that even still we officially trust the water. We have switched to bottled water, drinking and cooking, and we also have a tabletop distiller in case we can't get to a bottled water supply. So in that, I don't know that we'll ever trust the city water system in Charleston again. It's like a dish. If you take a dish and you throw that on the ground and it shatters, even if you reassemble the pieces well, it's still just not going to be the same. And that is how I believe the public views the water system in Charleston at this point.
What a lot of people maybe wondered at first, is this just a boil water advisory? We get those all the time. And it quickly became clear this was not a boil water advisory. This was something much more serious. Our newsroom became home for our staff. We didn't have water in our newsroom, so we were trucking in, bottled water where we could get it. We had people sleeping in their sleeping bags. People were working long shifts and staying up 24, 36 hours, 48 hours at a time. This was a chemical that we knew about and had been a part of the coal industry and the cleaning process for a number of years, but had not been studied very extensively. There wasn't the research on crude MCHM, and we didn't know what the protocols and procedures were for shutting down a water plant of the size of West Virginia American Water's facility near Charleston along the Elk River. We just didn't know those things, and it took asking questions, investigative reporting, and a real sort of dogged determination to find those answers. And so there was a scrambling at the beginning to just gather information to share.